Hello students. So students, in the previous class in this chapter, that is nutrition in plant, we were talking about how plants used to obtain the nutrition. And in this one student, we had discussed the two mode of nutrition, and that is autotrophic mode of nutrition and heterotrophic mode of nutrition. If we talk about that of the autotrophic mode of nutrition, this is the mode of nutrition in which an organism used to obtain their food from the process of the photosynthesis. So plants used to perform the process of photosynthesis in order to prepare their food or in order to make their food. In case of heterotrophic mode of nutrition, this is that kind of a nutrition, this is that mode of nutrition in which an organism used to obtain food from the other organism. Here, directly or indirectly, the animals, the non-green plants depended on the green plants for their food. So these are the two modes of nutrition. So when we were talking about that of the photosynthesis students, we have seen that the process of photosynthesis basically include the reaction in which carbon dioxide used to react with the water in order to form glucose, which is represented by C6H12O6, that is later on stored in the different parts of the plant in the form of a starch. Okay, and oxygen gas is released along with it. Now starch is what? It is the complex carbohydrate, and glucose is what? Glucose is a simpler carbohydrate. Okay, complex carbohydrate and simpler carbohydrate. Now if you see here students, this starch is actually proof that photosynthesis has taken place, and when we will do some of the experiment in the higher classes, we will study about that, in which we will came to know that all the conditions for the photosynthesis which is required, which is necessary for the photosynthesis is presence of chlorophyll, presence of sunlight, carbon dioxide and water. So these are the four conditions which is really very important for the process of photosynthesis to occur in the plants. So we have understood here up to, that is what is photosynthesis, how it used to take place, and what is the result of this, how it gets stored in the form of a complex carbohydrate, and as well as what are the different conditions which is necessary for the plant to perform the photosynthesis. So we have seen that what are the conditions, students. So carbon dioxide, sunlight, carbon dioxide, then water is there, which we represented H2O. So water is there. Then students, sunlight and chlorophyll. So these are the conditions necessary for the process of photosynthesis. Okay, these are the conditions which are necessary for the process of photosynthesis. You see, student, if we talk about the carbon dioxide, I already had discussed about it, that the carbon dioxide basically we obtain it with the help of the stomata. Stomata is what? These are the small pores, minute pores, which is basically present on the surface of the leaves. Okay, so So when you look at the diagram of the stomata, students, what you will find here that it is a kind of a kidney shaped structure. So this is a two stomata, which is the shape of a kidney, and these two are what we call them as a guard cells. These are called as guard cells. These are called as the guard cells, and this one is called as the stoma, which is the pore. So basically what happened, these are the pore. So this is in the phase of a contraction. So it used to contract, making a space, making the pore space so that the gases can come and it can go inside. It means the exchange of gases can take place through this pore. It also relaxes at that time. No exchange of gases can take place. So on the basis of that, we can say that basically the role of the stomata is to regulate or is to control the expansion and contraction of the guard cells, which with the help of which exchange of gases can take place easily. So let me write the first one, that how the plants obtain carbon dioxide. Then we will move and try to understand that how the plants obtain sunlight and water. You see, so the first point, it is present in air or in atmosphere. The second point of this carbon dioxide, that it enters into the leaf through the minute pore, present on the surface of leaf, which is present on the surface of leaf. Okay, so it enters into the leaf through the minute pore, the small pores, which is present on the surface of the leaf. We call this minute pore as stomata. In case of the stomata, consisting of two guard cells, which regulates the entry and exit of the gases. Which regulates the entry and exit of gases. So this happened how the carbon dioxide used to enter into the leaves, entered into the plants through the minute pore that is present on the surface of the leaf, that we call as the stomata. So this is the first one, student, in which we have understood that how plant used to obtain carbon dioxide. Moving on, and we will see that how plant used to obtain water from the soil, or water which is necessary for the process of photosynthesis. So, plant obtain water. So basically what happened here, students, you know that the water, it is present in the soil, okay, and it is the root which used to take the water from the soil with the help of the root hair. Now you see here that this root consisting of a tubes inside it that we called as xylem, and it is the xylem which used to carry the water from one place to another. Okay, so we can write here the first point, and that is water is transported to the plants from the soil with the help of root hairs of roots. Okay, with the help of the hair, that is root hair of the root. So basically the roots, they penetrate deep inside the soil and they used to absorb the water, and it is a tube like structure called xylem. Which helps in transporting water from one place to other. That is from roots to the leaves, where photosynthesis occurs. So you see, students, that how water is transported. So water is transported with the help of the soil, and roots, they used to carry the water from the soil to the leaves of the plant. Okay, with the help of the xylem. Okay, so it is the xylem vessel which used to carry the water from the roots to the leaves. So this is that how a plant used to obtain the water and what is its role. Now let us see that what is the role of chlorophyll in the plant. Role of chlorophyll, student. So let us see, student, what is the role of chlorophyll here. So first of all, we should know that what is the chlorophyll. Actually, chlorophyll is a small pigment which is basically present in the green part of the plant. This chlorophyll, it is a green coloring matter, and it is only responsible for giving green color to that of the leaves. So we can write it that it is a green pigment present in the leaves of the plant. Present in the leaves of the plant. In fact, because of the chlorophyll only, the plants used to appear green in color. Okay. So we can write it here one more thing, and that is it gives green color to plant. Now basically what happened, this chlorophyll, what is its role? It is having a tendency to absorb the sunlight. So it is there in the leaves to absorb sunlight. Okay. So now the question arises that then how it is good? Okay, it absorbs sunlight, but how it is good or how it is important condition for the photosynthesis? You see, we know that the sunlight plays a very important or a major role in the process of photosynthesis. So, if sunlight is there, student, so this sunlight help in completing the reaction. This sunlight will be stored in the form of a chemical energy. So this will help in the process of photosynthesis, and this sunlight is absorbed by the chlorophyll. So ultimately it is because of the chlorophyll only sunlight is present there and the process of photosynthesis can take place. Okay, so we can say that this is as sunlight help in completing the process of photosynthesis. The process of photosynthesis. Okay, so this will help in completing the process of photosynthesis, students. Okay, so this is about that of the chlorophyll, that how chlorophyll is important for the plants in order to perform the process of photosynthesis. Now moving on, and we will going to see the other one. One more thing is there, that this chlorophyll is basically present in chloroplast. Okay, so we can write it here. I am writing this, that it is present in the leaves in a numerous amount, and that is in the chloroplast only. Okay. Present in the leaf in form of 100 tiny structure called chloroplast. Tiny structure that we called as chloroplast. Okay, so this is all about that of the chlorophyll. Now moving on, and we will see the another one, that is the last one, that is presence of sunlight. How sunlight is important for the process of photosynthesis. So, we can write it here, student, the other one, role of sunlight. Sunlight plays a very important role in the process of photosynthesis since this energy is used in the process of photosynthesis in the formation of the food. Here what happened, this sunlight, this energy which is called as the solar energy is trapped by that of the process and get converted into the chemical energy that is stored in our food. Okay, so we can write it here that sunlight, it supplies energy which is stored in the form of solar energy. Okay, which is captured by the leaves this solar energy is important for the process of photosynthesis. Important for the process of photosynthesis. Now, this solar energy is stored and converted into chemical energy, into called food, stored and converted in a chemical energy that we called as food. So it is stored in the form of a chemical energy that is called food, and again we will use the food by taking this chemical energy from it. Okay. Solar energy is also the ultimate source of energy. It is the ultimate source of energy. So this is all about that of the sunlight, how sunlight is used in the process of photosynthesis. You see students, by this we had completed that how all the four conditions are really important. All these four raw inorganic raw material are important for carrying or for completing the process of photosynthesis, whether it is sunlight, whether it is carbon dioxide, whether it is water or the presence of chlorophyll. So everything is important here. Now you see here students, the thing that we have to understand that the process of photosynthesis help in making the food. What is the food here? Food is the glucose, and glucose is stored in the form of a complex carbohydrate that is called as starch. So we can say that the result of that of the photosynthesis is starch. So we can talk here photosynthesis, carbon dioxide plus water in the presence of sunlight, chlorophyll formation of a glucose and oxygen is released in the air. Now this glucose is stored in the plant in the form of starch. So we can say that what is the result of the photosynthesis is the starch. So whenever we want to detect that whether the photosynthesis process has taken place here or not, we will detect it by the presence of the starch. It means if a portion of a plant is having starch in it, we will say that that plant has performed the process of photosynthesis. So it is the starch which help in proving that photosynthesis has taken place in a chemical reaction. Now, how we will detect that starch is present there? So we will see an activity with the help of which we can detect the presence of a starch. Test to check the presence of starch. So for that, student, what we will do here? So we will pluck a green leaf. We will pluck a green leaf of a plant. The second thing, we will boil the leaf in the alcohol to remove the green part of the leaf. Okay? Boil leaf in alcohol to remove the green pigment, chlorophyll. To remove the green pigment, that is chlorophyll, from it. Then wash the decolorized leaf with the water. It means if any of the chlorophyll is left over, it will be washed away with the help of the water when we will wash the decolorized leaf. Now what we will do, put iodine solution on the leaf with the help of dropper. With the help of dropper. And finally, students, what we will see? We will see change in color from colorless to blue black. Okay, then we will notice that there is a change in color from colorless to blue black in color. So this basically happened in case of the presence of the starch, that how we can detect the presence of the starch, student. So first of all, we will take a green leaf, then we will boil the leaf in alcohol in order to remove the green pigment, the green color from it. Now when the chlorophyll is removed, so the green color is also removed along with that. Now this leaf is decolorized. What does that mean? It means that there is no color right now. There is no color at all. Then we will wash this decolorized leaf also in order to remove anything which is attached with it. Okay. Then we will add some of the iodine solution with the help of the dropper. You will find that it will change its color to blue black, which confirms the presence of starch.